Oh, hello there. Nice to see you. Hi, hello, welcome to anyone watching this past, present, or future. And today, VTuber Studios decided that when I open it, my mouse should have 0 gravity. So today I have become a GIF. I'm the funny GIF you see on the loading screen. That's me. Hello, I'm Pan Naps. If you want to know who made this, because it's been a long time since I've credited this guy, let's credit Brambletoad. But yeah, so I'm gonna get everything set up, and as I do, hello, I'm Pan Naps. I'm Final Dear Wizard Boy. And today we're going to be making Mr.Mime for D&D. First up, we gotta say hi to Giovanni. We got to whenever we open up the interwebs. So yes, we're going to be going all the way down here to make Mr.Mime. So, when we're making Mr.Mime, what are we even looking for? What am I fighting for in this world of mimes? Well, we're looking for quite a few goals. We're looking to make walls. Lots of walls. So many walls. Preferably invisible walls. But the main thing that we're looking at is we're going to need to be a silent spellcaster. We're going to have to find a way to be able to do all this funny spell stuff and not make a noise. Because what's the point of being a mime if you get your invisible hammer and go, hammer! Like, no, that's not the point. The point is you make it seem like it's real by pantomiming. So, yeah, that's gonna be the main gimmick of this build in particular. Here, why don't we also open up Wikidot, so that's sort of in the background for us. But yeah, simple goals. We have a very simple gimmick. Do I think this build will be fun initially? I think it'll be fun to make. I don't think it's going to be fun to play. But who knows? If you think it'll be fun to play, you could always go on to what? You could always go to what's this? What's coming up? It could be anything. You could always go. You could always check out my Discord, where during the weekend I will upload the character sheet that we essentially make tonight. So just keep that in mind if you're interested. So, first up, what the hell are we going to be? What the fuck is a mime? You know, statistically speaking, right? So, I had a few thoughts. Normally, I like playing a race for a character like the most thematically accurate. And because Mr.Mime is like a fairy, I would have thought like, oh, a gnome would be really fitting for like the trickstery vibe of Mr.Mime. But then the thoughts of mechanics came to my head and thought, oh wow, I can't do Mr.Mime's gimmick without having a feat. So, we have to ask ourselves, is Mr.Mime just a weird guy? Or something tangentially related to guy? Is he going to be variant human or is he going to be custom lineage? So let's compare. Because I know there's only a minute difference. So yeah, variant human gets +1 in 2 stats, a proficiency in his skill of choice, and a feat. It's pretty nice, but custom lineage is like, who are you? I'm you, but stronger. Okay, Yeah, choose an ability score up by 2, then get a feat. Let me just check Mr. Mime's height real quick. Is he a tall guy or is he like a shorty? Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime is 4'3". Yeah, okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna say he's gonna be small. He's shorter than a Danny DeVito. Hey, could you imagine just seeing this little guy who's even smaller than Daniel DeVito? Dude, wait, if he's that small, how small is Mime Jr.? Oh shit. Wow. Base Mr. Mime's a lot better than Galarian Mr. Mime, but I guess it makes sense because Galarian Mr. Mime evolves. Show me the junior. How small is the junior? How small is baby? Why would you show me how small baby is? Oh wow, it basically doubles in height. Yeah. Yeah, I think Mr. Mime, we're just gonna have it as Mime. Like, honestly, I do kind of find the idea of Mr. Mime being only tangentially human. It is a humanoid. It is a mime. As a mime, we're gonna get +2 in one ability score. We're gonna want that to be charisma. We gotta be very charming. We gotta have the people love us. We have to, you know, win over Ash's mom, so we gotta be very charismatic to do that. GIF Pan, let's go, baby! That's what it's all about! Yeah, because whenever I turn on VTuber Studios, my mouse was like, ooh, gravity's off? Let me just fly off to the sky. And it was really weird, because it was only when I had VTuber Studios on and was in VTuber Studios. So, yeah, that's something to get checked out. But yeah, so just to catch up, because I see quite a few more people, we got some pretty simple goals with Mr. Mime. We ideally want to make walls, preferably invisible if we can, and we gotta become a silent spellcaster, which means we can't use verbal components because we are a mime. Mimes do not speak human words with the tongue. They speak human words through the arts. So, we're going to custom lineage because we found out Mr. Mime is about... Yeah, Mr. Mime's only 4'3", which is smaller than a Daniel DeVito. So just keep that in mind as I design this rhyme to explain how I got so far. So we're gonna make him small. He's gonna be a tiny little guy. Small. 30-foot walk speed. 30-foot walk. He can only walk 30 feet before his ankles get a little too sore. We're gonna give him performance because, of course, he's a mime. He's trained in the art of entertainment. Observe. You see, I'm putting my hands up in the air, but it feels like, what's this? There's a wall! Oh no, I am trapped in the wall! You see, I wouldn't have to use my words for that if my VTuber model was working. I say even though my hands don't move. Alright, so we get performance. Prof. Alright. Ooh. Actually, hear me out. Why don't I see where Mr. Mime lives? Would Mr. Mime realistically have dark vision? Can Mime see in the dark? Can Mime see in the night? Mimes help humans to see objects that are invisible? What the fuck? Hey, what the fuck? What? What the fuck's with this article? News, medical, life, and sciences? What the fuck? Okay, what the fuck is this website? Just looking at it. I'm going down this rabbit hole over here. We watch a mime seemingly pull rope, climb steps, or try to escape their infernal box. We do not struggle to recognize the implied objects. Our minds automatically see them. A new study concludes. Assumptions. To explore how the mind processes objects mimes seem to interact with, Johns Hopkins University cognitive scientists brought the art of miming. They don't even call it pantomiming, they just call it miming into the lab, concluding that invisible, impedable surfaces are represented rapidly and automatically. The work appears today in the journal Psychological Science. Yeah, I'm in GIFtuber mode because my VTuber Studios, whenever I went into it, my mouse decided that it could fly and it didn't want to stop flying. It only wanted to go upward. So I'm a funny little GIF tonight. And if you want to find out who made me as a funny little GIF, it is made by Brambletoad. Brambletoad did it pretty early on in my VTubing career, so I'm very appreciative about that. And I use it all the time for my loading screens. God, okay. What do they have to say about what is part of the article here? Most of the time we know which objects are around us because we can see them directly. But when we explored here was how the mind automatically builds representations of objects that we can't see at all, but that we know must be there because of how they are affecting the world. That's basically what mimes do. They don't make us feel like we're aware of some object just by seeming to interact with it. Yeah, they could. It's just the art of pretending something's there. That's the whole performance. I don't know. I don't think there's a science to it, boss. How long is this? Alright, that doesn't help with mime see in the night, so let's go for see in the dark. No, not moles, not mice. I'm looking for mimes. Here, why don't we go for an adjacent topic? Can clowns see in the dark? No, not owls. I want clowns. You know what? Fine. Can clownfish see in the dark? Nope. Alright, he would not have dark vision. Mr. Mime has no dark vision. Okay. Because the closest thing, I guess mimes are, like clownfish, are tangentially the only thing related to mimes. So we're not going to have dark vision, we're going to have performance proficiency. So there is that. Going to have that as our birthright. And we are going to get a feat. Also, we're going to speak common. We're going to know ASL. And let's say Elvish sign language. We know 2 sign languages. One's in cursive and one isn't. Let me see. So there's one feat in particular that we need for this build to even function remotely. And we're gonna be zooming down. Just gonna turn music down a little bit. It's a bit loud for myself. There we go. That's a lot better. We're gonna need Metamagic Adept. So with the Meta Magic Adept feat, we essentially get 2 sorcery points, which we could do to either regain. No, we can only use it for our meta magics that we get to pick from. Yeah, we get to pick 2 meta magics, and what meta magics are is they're sort of a gimmick of a class called a sorcerer, where basically they're born with magic, so they could do real fucky things with it. In particular, we're going to be looking at some meta magic options. We get 2 of them, but the main one we want is this. Subtle Spell. When you cast a spell, you can spend 1 sorcery point to cast it without any somatic or verbal components. So what this means is, we can just cast spells without saying a word. We can just manifest it into existence. But we're gonna have a bit of a problem. So, because of Meta Magic Adept, we only have 2 sorcery points. So we're only going to be able to cast 2 first level spells till we find ways to get more sorcery points. Now, I do want to double check, because I think this is how it works. You know what? No, I'll check the Physical Tasha's book to see if it's legal. Because I know there's some feats you can get over and over again, and I think Meta Magic Adept is one of those. Alright, let's see. Meta Magic Adept. Whenever you reach a level that grants ability score improvement feature, you can replace one of these meta magic options with another one. Okay. Well, that doesn't quite help. So why don't we just double check with the World Wide Web, the most powerful divination magic known to man. All right. D&D. Can meta magic adept? Can meta magic see in the dark? Multiple times. In most cases, you cannot use more than 1 meta magic option on a spell. Okay, but can I get the feat more than once? Is it a crime? Can the same character take the given feat multiple times to gain benefits all over again? It seems obviously stupid that you couldn't, but if you find anywhere in rules is written that actually states that, the closest I can get is Elemental Adept. You can select this feat multiple times sentence, which implies that most of the feats can only be taken once. The feat I'm eyeing specifically is Magic Initiate, which lets you add the splash of magic from one class to give a new character. If I've read online documents correctly, I can use my core class Sorcerer spells to cast the first level spell I gain access to, which means I could grab Shield of Faith and use twin spell casting on that, and turn around and grab the Bard spell to grab Healing Word. Alright. General consensus, you can only take each feat once. Cool. Based on these rules, you can take each feat only once, unless the feat's description says otherwise. Woo! Okay. Alright, well, this feat says you can only get it once. So that is different. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of planning on all the feats just to be Meta Magic Adept, to just build sorcery points. But here we are. Here we are now, together at last. And we're just gonna get it now so we can even do the build! Debt. Let's see, what's the other meta magic we'd even want? You know, as a treat. Let's see. Let's see. Do we think mimes are careful individual? Are mimes careful? 5 myths about mime! Busted! Oh god, I barely even got into the build, I'm already... Does the Bible say anything about miming? Hold up! Hold up, what does God questions? How to go to heaven, how to get right with God. These are the questions we're asking, and you know what? I've been meaning to ask. Does the Bible say anything about miming? Answer. Oh my god, this is like 3-4 paragraphs. Let's see what the Christian hot takes are about miming. The art of miming originated in ancient Greece. Alright. The word mime is taken from a masked artist named Pantomus. Miming is the art of conveying a message through exaggerated gestures or body movements without the use of words or props. A mime is a person who specializes in this art. In recent years, miming has entered the church as a part of dance and drama ministry. Wait, are you telling me that there are mimes in the Christian... If I go to the Vatican, there'll be fucking mimes? Or like, if I go to Sunday school, I should not be surprised to see a mime in the church? Like, not a person who acts as a mime, like, no, just a fully committed mime in the church. Like, is that a thing? That doesn't sound right. Are mimes in the church? Are mimes in the church? Careful! Silent worship. Mimes grow in popularity in black churches. Ah, in 2011. Is mime appropriated in Christian church? Is miming in church biblical? The truth behind mime. Welcome to Ready Church. Jesus the reason of the seasons above performed by mimes? Something about the name Jesus, a mime performance. Worship training mime in the Bible. How to start a mime ministry. I am going fucking insane. But okay. So I guess this isn't like something completely out there. Once stated in the Bible, where a form of miming is mentioned involves David on the run from King Saul. Not King Solomon, that's his son. His father, because the current king at the time, just happened to have a very similar name. David flees to Gath, but fears that Achish, the king, not King Saul, the king of Gath, okay, will reject or kill him. So he fakes insanity. So he pretended to be insane in their presence, and while he was in their hands, he acted like a madman. Yes, because he pretended to be insane. Okay. Making marks of the door of the gate, and letting saliva run down from his beard. Okay, that's not really miming. But we'll see where you're getting at. David was not pantomiming for entertainment's sake. He was using some mime techniques to communicate a clear message that evoked that he desired the desired response. His miming was effective. King Architect left him alone. Another case of biblical miming. As Zechariah, after his vision in the temple, he kept making signs to them and remained mute. Okay, that's actually kind of miming. Like, David was just acting knucking futs to not be persecuted. I don't think acting insane is quite mime-like behavior. Though I would understand a non-mime expert to think that. But okay. Within the first few decades, art, dance, and mime have made their way... Oh, in the last few decades. I misread that as... within the first few decades... No, in the last few decades, art, dance, and mime, which I guess is completely different. It's not an art form. It's just mime. Have made their way into the church services as creative ways to expressing worship. While traditionalists may raise some red flags, we should also let Scripture cast the deciding vote whether or not something new is pleasing to God. Yo, God, do these mimes please you? Mimes often paint their faces white and wear all black to draw attention to the body movements. Some people have objections to the face paint, citing pagan cultures that have connections with such paintings with gender blurring or sensitivity. What the fuck are you even talking about? Also, with pagan is such a weird, like, blur, because it really is just any, like, old religion that's pre-Christianity, and the Christians are go like, oh, you know, the heathens worship. So when you say like pagans, like it could be the Norse, it could be the Gaul, it could be some guys in Ireland. Honestly, we don't care. They're not Christian, so get them out of here. Okay. Other voice concerned about the dress of some mimes. Nothing that tight-fitting bodysuits can be a distraction from the message. Still, others see miming as entertainment and not conclusive to the true worship experience. There is merit to each of these concerns. However, abuse of an art form do not make the art itself wrong. Oil painting can be used to depict the Last Supper or vulgarities, but the existence of vulgar pictures does not make oil painting sinful. In the same way, the effectiveness of miming is nullified by those who pervert the art form. How are you perverting miming? What pantomime are you? You're not gonna be like doing a jerk off motion in church, are you? Also, I'm gonna catch that Vampy. Damn it. Hi, Hell. Welcome to the mime rabbit hole. So we're making Mr.Mime today. Our goal is to make walls, preferably invisible ones, and to become a silent spellcaster. We decided to become a mime, custom mime lineage. We got proficiency in performance, and we got meta magic, and we're gonna use subtle spell, which is the main way we're gonna be casting spells without having the need to speak. But we were looking into what we wanted the next meta magic to be, which led us to a rabbit hole of if miming is allowed or approved in the Christian church. So speaking of the Christian church, perfect time to bring up our boy, Demon President Amy. Everyone give one for Amy. Demon President over here, going to support mime rights, along with the very centralist church over here, going, well, you know, oil painting can give us the Last Supper, but it also could give, perhaps, porn? So, who's to say, really, if the mime art is inappropriate? We tend to grow comfortable with worship styles that fit our culture's tradition and taste. Miming and other performance arts may be treated with suspicion in a church or immediately rejected simply because of the outside side of one's experience of tradition. But a knee-jerk reaction of mimes as a form of worship solely because they're uncustomized is too overly hasty. If the church plans to incorporate miming in its services, the leadership should probably consider these questions. Who is performing the miming? Leading congregation worship is a sacred honor. The Old Testament, only the left. Okay, so the mimes selected by God. They were specifically selected by God. A drama ministry should be just that, a ministry. No one should attempt to minister before conjugating. Alright, so yeah, basically priest. You gotta have a mime priest. We're not making a mime priest, but it's a good thing to know that a mime priest could theoretically exist. What is the focus of the mime? What subtle message may be sent during this mime presentation? Alright, so miming, we learned something today. We learned that mimes, they are in the Catholic Church. But let's look at some common myths about mimes. What is a mime artist? Alright, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for myths. Mimes can't talk. Lie. What the fuck? Oh, bip. Oh, bip. Okay. Alright, this is just... Okay. Alright, that was very... whatever. Okay. So, I'm gonna focus back to the meta magics. I've already spent 15 to 20 minutes on mime rabbit hole. Okay. So, okay, Quicken Spell is cool, but probably not what we should get, because that would burn all of it. We wouldn't be able to cast any spells, and it would have to be one that's non-verbal anyway. So we're not going to be using Quicken Spell. Why not in that case? As a fun treat. Perhaps Extended Spell. That could always be nice, so... Basically, with Expended Spell, if we use a sorcery point, we can double the duration as long as it's over a minute. So, and it can last up to a whole last day, best case scenario. So that could come in handy. Especially with some early level stuff I'm thinking of. Alright, so, that's that. Now, what's our background? Now, we've already got performance. So, I want to kind of see. The Faceless Mime. No. We could do Acolyte, do our mime research. You know, I think... Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do Performer. So I think we'll just get a different skill for our race. So we're gonna go Entertainer. So let's go the Entertainer. Fun fact, Ash used his Mr. Mime dad in his Team Missouri recently. Oh, cool! I know because Journeys right now is doing like the whole like tournament arc of champions. So like I know he wasn't on his team against Cynthia, but that would be so fucking funny. If Mr. Mime, like against a Leon or some shit, is like using the power of family bonds to help him become the true champion. Alright, so he's gonna have disguise prof. He's gonna be able to disguise himself as many wacky characters for any of his slapstick. He is going to be proficient in a musical instrument. We're gonna go with a drum. Because that, I think works really well with his very, big hands. Or drum. Actually, you know what? No, let's do what we've always done when we have a character proficient with an instrument. Oh, fuck is this? That's a pen. Absolutely swole. Lad over there. Funko Pop Mime. So what is that? That is not a mime, that is an anime boy. Mr.Mime EP? Yo, did some like, these three kids were like, hey, we want to make an EP and it's dedicated to Mr. Mime. I guess, oh, what's this? Mr. Mime's doing the drums! Thank you, Unite Meme, for final Pokemon Unite. For being helpful and deciding what instrument he's getting. That's right, he's getting drums anyway. Oh god, we're like 40 minutes in, and I'm going nucking futs. Ooh, we have a letter from an admirer. Perhaps that could be a lonely mother who we could, you know, cheer her up. You know, keep her company. In this time of absence. Perhaps. If she's willing. Let's see. Let's just go, love letter from anonymous mom. I liked him at, yeah, so oh god. Is the MILF hunting, not hunting, looking out to find. Hi Animu, welcome to Mime Time. We're 40 minutes in because I went into a tangent finding out that apparently when learning things about mimes, there's posts talking about the legitimacy of mimes entering the Catholic Church, and how that's like a thing for some churches. So it's been a real time. Just to catch you up, Animu, our goals for Mr. Mime is to make walls, preferably invisible, and we're also trying to be a silent spellcaster. To do this, we went custom lineage because mimes are not human beings. They are some sort of fey creature found somewhere in the lost mist of France. And we're gonna have to change this. Let's see. Let's give Mr. Mime the ability to, I feel like he'd have an Arcana proficiency because he knows the ways of the walls. And he's got Metamagic Adept, which is a feat that lets him get 2 funny little ways to twist his spells. One is Subtle Spell, which lets him use spells without having to speak, and the other is Extended Spell, which lets any spell that lasts more than a minute double in length. And we'll go to his background. He's an entertainer. He's proficiency in disguises and drums, as you can see right here. Mr. Mime is also one of the members of the Beatles. Just a fun fact. Didn't think you knew that. And he's got a love letter from an anonymous mom, and he's trying to find this lonely mom, you know, to keep her company. Smiley face. You know how it is. You know how it is when you're just a mime trying to help out a lonely woman. Just trying to make them have a nice day. We get a costume, so we're gonna go mime costume. Hear me out, what if we had a human costume? We have human costume. You know, in case we need to blend in with the people. As for our stats, I'm gonna, once again, it's that time of the week where I look at what the fuck the standard array is. Yeah, my Google search is like, yeah, I get it, it's Thursday. Alright, why don't we just also check at Mr. Mime's stats, just for some reference. I know normal Mr. Mime is a bit more Chad, but then again, he doesn't evolve to something greater. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's dumping. Oh, we have shit strength and con. Let's see, what do we have lower? We have the lower HP. Ooh. Ooh. That's rough, buddy. Looks like... Oh, that means our mime's gonna be really squishy. There's just a big window in the human costume, like those two. Yeah, no, I just imagine it's like he just has like one of those Groucho glasses where it's got like a nose and a mustache. He gets like a toupee that like matches his like weird wig thing, and it has like a business suit, so it's like, you know, just being like, hello fellow people, but like without saying anything. He also is 4'3". But no, I love the idea of like the inflatable man costume. It just, the inflatable man costume looks like this This is just Mr. Mime's human costume. Hello, it is me. It's just Mr. Mime. Me when I'm Mr. Mime in my human costume, just trying to be friendly and offering a handshake without saying a single word while making direct, unblinking eye contact with you. Oh my god. You know, I'm glad this is what I chose, because I'm having the same energy as making Raichu. And that is one of the highest compliments I can give these streams. So yeah, shit, Mr. Mime's got shit HP. I never knew his HP. Wow, he only was good special defensive. Huh. Wow. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Mime. Your con's an 8. You're gonna have a -1 to con. Womp womp, you know? So what that's gonna mean is that he's gonna have quite a bit of less HP than other people. Even if you're taking average, you'll take a -1 to all of it. So that's going to be quite a shame. Additionally, if we ever get attacked with any spell that's concentration, we're going to have a less likely time succeeding in keeping spells up. Though, for the most part, spells with concentration, you have to make a concentration check. You usually only need to roll a 10 or higher, unless you took 20 or more damage, where in that case, it's half as much as what you took. So if you took 22 damage, that's what it goes up to 11. So, really not as important throughout most of the game, more so mid to, like, the later side of the game, you may have to worry about that. But who knows? Strength is going to be that 10. That's going to be a 0, 0. We're going to put that charisma, that sweet, 15. That's going to be a 17 charisma. It's going to be a +3. Let's see. How wise? You know, no, I'll give his other main stat dexterity. Because here's what I'm thinking. Because mimes, a lot of the art is really just dexterity and like fine control of your fine muscle movement. So he's gonna have pretty good dex. He's gonna have 14 dex. He's gonna have quite a bit of average dex. I feel like Mr. Mime knows quite a bit about the world. But fellas, do you think Mime... You know what? No, I think the Mime is wiser than they are smart. I think a Mime knows things that most man does not know. So we're gonna give that 13 there, and the 12... Not 21. 12 there. So yeah, it's our Mime look. Mr. Mime dies of 1d8 damage. No idea if that's a joke. Wizards being weak or... No, that would be... if it was a wizard, right? And so a level 1 wizard has 6 hit points plus con. So if we did have Mr. Mime as a wizard, that would be a 30% chance. Let's see. That's a 3 in 8 chance that Mr. Mime could be murked. Alright, so that's the Mime status. But what the fuck is Mr. Mime mechanically? Right? So, Mr. Mime, he obviously, I know we said we're looking at sorcery points, but we all know what Mr. Mime is in his heart of hearts. He's a bard. He's a performer, and that's what gives him magic powers. Oh. So, we're gonna be starting off, that's right, spellcaster hours, baby. We're gonna have... So we're gonna have proficiency in dexterity and charisma saves. So that means we can... Mr. Mime only had 100 special in Gen 1. Yeah, but to be fair, in Gen 1, 100 special's real good, though. Like, because that's both for your offense and defense. And 100's a really good number for Gen 1. Like, Charizard has 100 speed and he's Gen 1. But, like, for Gen 1, that's fast! Like, unless if you're insane like Jolteon or like Electrode, where those were insane numbers, like 100 was like, dude, that's like 10 out of 10. But yeah, Gen 2 is when they introduced special defense. Made him powerful. Meanwhile, they just took power away from Flareon. Let's see, we're also going to get 3 musical proficiencies. So let's say we're proficient in, let's go back to Mr. Mime instruments. So let's see this band over here. So we got Ukulele Bros. Ukulele. Mr. Mime's also proficient in ukulele. I see a piano over here. So Mr. Mime knows that he's a piano. And let's see, Mr. Mime also is good at the lute. Even though this anime... What the... Kajika, Mr. Mime? What says this is a Mr. Mime to you? Like, I don't see it at all. Alright, we're getting the loot. Yeah, special attack, yeah. Yeah. Alright, so, as a bard, we can just get proficient in any 3 skills we want. So, I think right away we're gonna be really good at sleight of hand, because that's like a big part of what miming is, right? We are very silent. We are dead silent as a mime. So we're gonna have stealth. And let's see, what are D&D skills? Buddy. Let's see, let's go over them a bit. Come on. Come on, website, you can do it. Alright. Well, we did learn that mimes have a presence in the Catholic Church. Perhaps we should give Mr. Mime the knowledge of God. I'm gonna give Mr. Mime the knowledge of God. So yeah, Mr. Mime now knows of God. It's canon. It's canon to church. The Vatican totally supports it. Let's see. Alright, so now we get to wait, can we even do Bardic Inspiration for mute? Choose one creature other than yourself that can hear you. I think, okay. Usually I do rules as written, but I feel like a DM would be chill enough to convert it to see you if you're doing more of a visual performance. Like, even if you wanted to be like a dancer bard, I don't think that's out of the question. It would just be the different sense. And if anything, seeing them is probably going to be a lot more of a debuff than hearing. So, I as a DM would be cool with that, and I feel like most people would. So basically what Bardic Inspiration is that you do a little dance, you do a little performance, something to put someone's spirits up, and they get a d6. They can use this d6 within 10 minutes in-game time, which could be fucking forever, and they can add it to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. Really, anything they roll dice for, you can add this dice to it. As you become more and more bard, the dice gets bigger and bigger, and additionally, you can use it as many times as your charisma modifier, which at our point is 3 times per long rest. Mr. Mime uses an invisible church cannon to decimate his foes. Church cannon? Bloodborne church cannon? Ooh. Oh. Mr. Mime Bloodborne win? Andrew, I know you haven't streamed in a while, but consider you come back streaming so you can make a Mr. Mime for Bloodborne. Give him a church cannon. I'm just giving you ideas here, Animu. Let's see. So we get that. Yeah, so we get that, and then we get to spells, everybody! So, we get 2 cantrips and 4 known spells. However, we can only... You know what, we're level 1. We only get to cast 2 times a day anyway. So right now having only 2 sorcerer points to cast things, right now it's like totally fair. I can cast as much as anyone else around our level. So you see here on the side here with the components, right? These 3 letters stand for different things. We have M for material, so like some object. S somatic, so that's like any like gestures or any movement that you have to do. Or V, which is verbal. We are looking for anything that does not have a V because we want to do these things and we don't want to use a sorcery point to do it. So, we got 3 spells, I think, that lets us do that. So we got 3 options. And I'm sorry to say, guys. Oh no, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We got 4 choices. Which is great, because I think we'll only get 4 cantrips. Yes! That's great, so we know exactly what cantrips we will be getting. That is, I think, how the kids say Pagia. It's Sylvan, so... Anyway, so let's start off with a cantrip called Friends. Friends, I think, is going to be very perfect for your wacky mime antics. So basically, this is a spell you just put on a little bit of makeup, like you put on your mind makeup on, and for the next minute, you guys have advantage on charisma checks dedicated to a creature. Sure, that is not like wanting to beat you up. And when the spell ends, that's when they basically go like, "Hey! You pulled some trick on me!" And, you know, for some reason, a lot of people get mad at you when you try to, you know, manipulate them. So, basically, this is like your way to just sort of like, be more likely to charm people and be more likely to get away with shit that you shouldn't, before you need to just book it. So, we're gonna get some friends. And let's see if something minor illusion, because this makes things appear. We actually might not want that. We create a sound or an image of an object within range for less duration. Yeah, I don't think we want minor illusion yet. Because that makes something, right? Like, that would make something, like, visible. We want things that are invisible. So I think instead we'll go for Thunderclap. So Thunderclap is essentially, you create a burst of thunderous sound within that can be heard 100 feet away, and each creature within 5 feet of you makes a Constitution saving throw. If they fail, take a d6 of thunder damage, and it will scale up. I like the idea of not only could you do like a good clap of the idea of the mime will not be silenced, but you could also flavor it as like Mr. Mime gets out like a big ass invisible hammer and just like slams it down, leading to a big burst. And it's also funny, because I like the idea that Mr. Mime also has soundproof, so that's how he doesn't get hurt. But now let's look at the spells. So, because we have Subtle Spell, we don't have to worry about the verbal component. Because I'll tell you, I looked at the spells ahead of time, and there's only one spell that doesn't have a verbal component, and that's the identity fraud spell. So, we're not picking that one up. So, let us look at what we want to do. So, we probably wouldn't do command, because that one is just verbal. Let me see. We're not really a healer. I think Charm Person would be good. Because what Charm Person does, you charm someone. If they fail a Wisdom saving throw, you have advantage in all Charisma checks on them for the next hour. Think of it as long-term friends, right? And they will be aware that you casted something on them after they were charmed. So basically, this is a way for us to do a long-term charm on someone. Additionally, if you cast it at higher spell slots, you get to charm more people or attempt to charm more people. Also note that subtle spellcasting does not scale its points up to spell level. So regardless of the level of spell, you just need that one sorcery point to do it. So when we are able to cast higher level spells, and we want to charm a lot of people, we can just do it with simply one sorcery point, which is good. So yeah, ideally we could just entrance people in our cool performance. We're gonna get Charmed Person, good old Reliable, and I don't want to just go for Thunderclap because I don't want that to just be what we did but better. Oh, we gotta get Tasha Insidious Laughter. So what Tasha Insidious Laughter does is basically you do something that's humorous, and they have to make a Wisdom saving throw to resist how fucking funny this is. And if they fail, they become prone and are laughing. Wait, yeah, they become prone and incapacitated, which means they're on the ground. They're prone, and they can't do shit. Because they're just laughing. They're laughing so hard, they're going knucking butts. You said the funniest shit to them. You know, for us, it could be the fact of, like, we walk around, we do the thing, we look like we're descending from stairs. That, like, blows someone's mind, and they laugh. They laugh hysterically. Any creature who has intelligence of 4 or lower just doesn't get it. They're too dumb to understand comedy. And at the end of each turn, that creature, anytime it takes damage or at the end of its turn, it gets to make another Wisdom saving throw. If it takes damage, it'll have an advantage. Yes, if it's through damage, it has advantage on the save, and if it succeeds, the spell ends. But this could last up to a minute, ideally, and if you're targeting someone with low wisdom, this could be fan-fucking-tastic. But I think it's a real silly spell for a really silly little guy. A really silly 4'3" guy. Let's see, what are the ones we want? I don't think we're petty. I don't think we're here to damn people, Bane. Because I'm thinking we're looking for, like, silly spells, you know? Absolutely goofers. Absolute goofers. Ooh, Unseen Servant could be really funny. Because what Unseen Servant does, essentially you create an invisible, like, amorphous blob that does tasks for you. It is very weak. It only has, like, 2 strength and has 1 hit point. But basically, as a bonus action, you can do it. It can move around 15 feet and interact with objects for you. So they could do very simple tasks. Anything that a human could do, it could do. And you just get to command it And it will do the best of its ability to do it until it is complete. So yeah, I like the idea we get to make it invisible. Like, we do a thing where, like, maybe Mr. Mime, like, feels like he's, like, molding something invisibly. Like, maybe lets it go like it's a bird, and people feel it when it moves around and are horrified. But, like, it's kind of charming, though. Or, like, maybe Mr. Mime will do it to pretend to have, like, psychic powers. Or, like, do, like, the rope trick where, like, maybe there's, like, a rock and Mr. Mime casts an unseen servant. And that's how it does, like, a rope trick to, like, an inanimate object. That's real cute. I like that. And it sort of fits an idea of something that can't be seen. Additionally, can a mime be a hero? Be a hero. What was that? Okay, I misread that as, can a mime get a heart attack? Alright. So, can a mime be a canon? Can a mime be a church canon? Can a mime a church? Can a mime be a yeast infection? Can a mime be a human? I'm losing my shit, guys. Okay. Where was I? Can a mime be a hero? Or a villain? Advice on a mime hero. What if Deku was a mime hero? Mime mimic themed hero? You know what? I think what if Deku becomes a mime hero? I think because of that. The My Hero Academia man said so himself. So what heroism does is I feel like we lift someone's spirits up with our fun, goofy little mime chicanery, and after we've touched someone, until the spell ends, which could be up to a minute, the creature is immune to being frightened, so that means they can't get the frightened condition. I know, it sounds redundant, but what that means is they're not a god. I'm being so redundant here. So, the fear condition essentially prevents you from getting close from a target you're afraid of and gives you disadvantage on attacks. So this makes you go like, nah, you don't have to worry about that boss. You're fighting that dragon? No, you're not. You're so cool. And they get temporary hit points equal to our charisma modifier at the start of each of their turns. However, the spell ends when they lose any of their remaining temporary hit points from the spell. Oh, wow. That's... Wait, so they take less than 3 or 4 up to 5 damage? Huh, I always thought they just kept on getting the temp HP. Oh well. But at higher levels, we can cast this onto multiple people. Alright. Here, when we... Let's get that mime obtained. We're gonna be level 2. Now, bards, they don't get a whole lot as they level up. They mostly get a spell per level, and then it gets really weird when they jump every other level because of magical secrets. So, we're gonna get 2 things. We're gonna get 3 things at 2nd level. We're gonna get Jack of all trades, which means we get to add half our proficiency bonus to anything we're not proficient in. So right now our proficiency bonus is +2. So that means anything we don't we're not already good at, we get kind of good at it. Giving everything a +1. So say we know a little bit about nature. We know a little bit about talking our way through people. We know a little bit of how to scare a man. We know a little bit of how to do football. You know, just the little things. But as we go up, and it goes through our proficiency bonus. So it doesn't matter how much we invest in Bard, because the proficiency bonus goes through the total level. So when we're at level 20, we're going to have a +6 proficiency bonus, which means by the end of the game, we're going to have +3 to everything we're not already proficient in. So, always good. Makes us good at all skill checks, like, pretty reliably. Next, we're going to get Song of Rest. Song of Rest is Song of Rest! Alright, so Song of Rest basically is something you can use while you're all big chillin' and a short rest to give people some extra HP. When you're in a short rest, typically you're rolling your hit dice, which is the same as your class. You get as many as your class levels. Say, right now, we as a level 2 bard have 2d8s as our hit dice. And with Song of Rest, we get to add an extra d6 to all of that. So for some reason they ran out of their, like if they didn't heal all the way up, we give them a chance to heal all the way up. Additionally, we get Magical Inspiration, which is a new thing I didn't remember last time I made a bard. Basically, you now are able to, basically when players use your Bardic Inspiration, they can now apply it to healing spells or damage spells to add that on top of the damage or healing. So, there's that. Could be pretty cool. Makes you a bit more supportive, or both offensively and more pure support. And now we look at sort of our funsy, or the level 1 spell that we'll get as a treat, you know. You know what, why don't we get Disguise Self? I know we already have disguises, but I really love the idea so what Disguise Self does is basically just makes you look like someone else. It basically think of it as like, people perceive you as something different. You don't change at all, but when you do so, you can appear 1 foot shorter or taller. But that does not mean you become 1 foot taller or shorter. So say if we disguise ourselves to look like we're 5'3", hello, I'm a short person, and someone wants to like punch you in the shoulder, it would go right through your shoulder. So you may want some stilts for this. Additionally, if someone is skeptical of you, specifically if they deal with an interaction like that, they could do an investigation check against your spell save DC and understand to see what the fuck's going on. And it can last up to an hour, but if you use your extended spellcasting, it could be 2 hours, which honestly could be a long time in a D&D game, depending on what you're going for. Like if you're going through a dungeon crawl, or if you are, you know, just generally doing something you think you're going to have to be in this disguise for a while, could be really good. One thing we do have to keep in mind, though, is to cast a spell, we need subtle spell casting. So you will burn both your sorcery points to even do it. So, if you really needed the extra hour. Just something I thought I'd mention. So, we get... But that could be a way for us to do some fun, wacky shenanigans. Oh wait, I could just paste. Or I can't. Paste, whoa! Copy. Whoa, would you look at that? So, now we get to level 3. And we now are able to pick out a subclass. Now, this is something, usually when I think of like these builds, right? I usually have an idea of what I want the subclass to be. But I'm gonna be real, Mr. Mime, it was just, I want subtle spell casting, and I'm gonna need sorcery points to do it. Here though, I did not consider what the subclass would be for Bard. So, I don't think they're gonna be Eloquence, because Eloquence is essentially the lawyer Bard. You know, let's check out Creation. Because I know, like, a big thing about Creation is, like, creating and sort of animating things. So let's see what we could do with that. So, a note of potential. When you join the College of Creation at 3rd level, whenever you give a Bardic Inspiration die, you can alter a note of the song, or in our case, the invisible performance, and create a tiny mode of potential which orbits within 5 feet of that creature. The mode is intangible and invulnerable. It lasts until the Bardic Inspiration die is lost. The mode looks like a musical note, star, flower, or any other symbol you choose. When the creature uses the Bardic Inspiration die, the mode provides additional effect based on what die built benefits an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. If it's used for an ability check, is added onto the ability check, and the creature can use the Bardic Inspiration die again, and choose. Wait. If the creature uses the Bardic Inspiration die to roll an ability check, the creature can roll the Bardic Inspiration die again and choose which roll it uses. Oh, so it basically gives you advantage on the Bardic Inspiration die. Okay. Attack roll immediately after it is used. Add the attack roll against the target. The mode thunderously shatters the target of each creature of your choice within 5 feet of it must make a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC and take thunder damage equal to the number rolled in your Bardic Inspiration die. Saving throw immediately after creature rolls Bardic Inspiration die for a saving throw. The mode vanishes with the sound of soft music, causing creature to gain temporary hit points equal to the number rolled on. Okay. So, not bad. I'm kind of wondering if we did go this route, how we could reflavor that. But I kind of like the idea of making invincible things. Like, I know technically it's supposed to be seen, but we could flavor it as long as it mechanically delivers those things. The Performance of Creation. As an action, you can channel a magic of the song Creation to create one non-magical item of your choice in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of you. The item must appear on a surface or a liquid that can support it. The gold value of the item is no more than 20 times your bard level, so it can't be more than $40 for us right now. So darn, I can't believe we can't just make diamonds. Wait, shit. How much is a Revivify diamond? That's right. Indeed, Revivify 300 gold diamond. So that means at level 10, 200. So, wow, we had to be really high level to even make Resurrection Diamond. Okay, cool. The item must be medium or smaller. The item glimmers softly and creatures can faintly hear music when touching it. The created item disappears after a number of hours equal to a proficiency bonus. For example, the item you create. Once you create an item with this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a spell slot of 2nd level or higher to use this feature again. You can only have one item created with this feature at a time. If you use this action already, you have an item from this feature. First one immediately vanishes. Oh, and each time you will get another ability in this, you get another size category. Cool, cool. So I like the idea of that. Maybe make it... We could make those invisible with what we could get in this level. It'd be a bit resource management, but we could do that. Which could be fun to sort of have the idea of like, we make a chair, we make it invisible, we smack people around with a chair. Alright, so that's pretty neat. I kind of like that. Again, we add some invisibility to it. We can make it work. Alright. Animating performance at 6th level as an action. Target large or small. We can animate things to make them into a funny little guy. Don't know if we're going to use that. I definitely like the initial ability here. So I think I may go with that, because I don't know how much Bard we're actually going to go into. So yeah, that's pretty promising. I don't think we need magical secrets for Lore Bard or any of the proficiencies. I don't really see us being glamour, despite the fact we are fairy type. I don't see us talking to the dead. We're not sword, we're not valor. We're not... Yeah, I guess we're creation, because I can't really see it as anyone else. Creation. So yeah, we're basically gonna have Node of Potential where we're gonna give people some extra bonuses when they use our Bardic Inspiration die. And we're gonna get Performance of Creation. Now, say, hypothetically, right, we really quickly wanted to set up a brick wall in front of us that's 10 foot tall, right? So how big could it be? It could be medium, which, you know what, would cover us, because medium is anything smaller than 10 foot. So we could just quickly make a wall, and we could then make it invisible, because we're at 3rd level and we can cast invisibility now. Invisibility is kind of what you think it is. With invisibility, we can now touch something, and with Soul Spellcast, we don't have to say anything, and they are just pop, unseen, cannot be seen, completely invisible, and this could be on a creature or an object. So, say if we want to create and then cloak our wall, we can now have our invisible wall. Now, of course, it's not the ideal wall in our Heart of Hearts, but it is a wall nonetheless. Let me just double check some things about invisibility. I do know one thing with invisibility is that with invisibility, whenever the person of question is invisible, when they do anything that provokes a dice roll, such as doing an attack or casting a spell, that will stop their invisibility. Think of it as if you're just breaking it instantaneously there. So that will be a situation you may have to deal with. So yeah, you can now make things invisible as a treat. Oh, hold on. Alright, let's get that new paste. Well, let's go to level 4, so we can just get that ASI improvement, get that good charisma, get that up to 19, because you know what? We gotta be the best boy. We gotta get We gotta be a really good performer. We really gotta get those bardic inspirations. We're gonna get that ASI. Ability score improvement, +2, charisma. And we get another spell. So let's look at second level spells. See what could be good for us. I don't think mimes are really known to calm people down. Can mime read thoughts? Who knows? Oh, Enthrall pretty good. Enthrall could be really good, because what Enthrall does, essentially, it's the everyone look at me spell. And if they fail the wisdom saving throw, they have disadvantage on perceiving anything other than you. Hold person could be fun, because that could be the idea of, like, you throwing the lasso, like the invisible lasso, just, like, having someone stay in place. Let's see. We could see invisible. Wait, no, we gotta get silence. So what silence does is essentially you pick a spot within 120 feet of you, and in that area, the 20-foot radius, which is fireball size, that area, no sound. No one hears anything inside of it. No one hears anything outside of the bubble. If they're inside of it, anyone who's inside of it is deafened. They cannot use verbal components. In that case, they could be trapped in with you for any spell casting nonsense. And everyone's immune to thunder damage as well, because there's no sound, and that's what thunder damage is. But that's a good way for people to enter the mime zone. To get people mimed. Alright, so I think here we're gonna try and go, hey, buddy, look. I really like the idea of casting spells without having to say anything, but I'm at level 4. I should be casting up to 7 spells, and I'm only really able to cast 2 times. Think of the hydrate and the stretch. It's gonna... Yep, get the back. Ooh, yep, nope, those are some good pops. Get back. Mr.Mime did pull Ash's mom, so he must have high charisma. He's got pretty high charisma. Right now, he's got about 9. He's got near cap charisma right now. Yeah, he's only 1 away from max charisma. So, yeah, but not silence. It's just silence. He has not learned silenced. So, I think for level 5, because it's becoming abundantly clear, we are not keeping up with the amount of spells that everyone else should, right? Because we have to cast silently because we're a mime and we have to commit to the gimmick. So we're gonna go down to Sorcerer. I say as I scroll past Sorcerer. Sorcerer level 1. Gotta copy this one now. So, right off the bat with Sorcerer, we have to pick a sort of origin. What kind of sorcerer we are. Now, we're not dragon because obviously we are fairy type. I don't think, even if mimes are now accepted in the church, that he is selected from God. We don't use shadow magics. Mr.Mime has enough control not to be wild. And we are psychic type. So we're gonna go for Aberrant Mind. Aberrant Mind is essentially the psychic sorcerer. So this will let us to have some cool psychic spells and add some into our repertoire, and as well as some telepathic shenaniganery. So, at level 1, we're going to get psionic spells. At first level, you learn additional spells when you reach certain levels in this class, as shown in this table. Whenever you gain a sorcerer level, you can replace one spell you gain from this feature with another spell the same level. A new spell must be a divination or an enchantment spell from the sorcerer, warlock, or wizard spell list. So, that's good diversity right there. So, you learn additional spells. Spell counts as a sorcerer spell for you, but it doesn't count against the number of spells you know. So, right off the bat, we've got 3. We get so much. Because we get Mind Sliver, which is a good cantrip. We will have to use the sorcery point if we're going to use it, but it's not a bad cantrip. So what Mind Sliver does, we make someone do an intelligence saving throw, which not a lot of creatures are specifically good at. If they fail, they take a d6, or now that we're at level 5, 2d6 psychic damage, and on the fail, they'll take a -4 penalty to their next saving throw. Really good to make people go into a death spiral. However, again, we have to use our meta magic to do that, so it may not always be worth it. Another thing that you should keep in mind, since we're multi-classing spellcasters, one thing we don't have to worry about different stats. We're all using charisma here. But when we're casting spells, as a sorcerer, we're only a first level sorcerer. We can only pick up new basic sorcerer tricks. However, we have the power of a level 5 spellcaster, which means we can cast any of the spells that we get here up to 3rd level. Same thing for any of the bard spells we learned. These are, at this point, being multi-class spellcaster, we know maybe less powerful magics, but we can cast these spells very powerfully. We have great potential. We're trained in spellcasting. So, I just want to point that out there, that we're not just stuck at this has to be cast up to level 2 or 1. This could be cast up to level 3. So, just thought I'd like to say that. Spells that we'd get automatically at level 1 is going to be Arms of Hadar, which is basically, we summon, in our case, invisible hands. The hands of the mimes of the past launch up and grasp people. Everyone in a 10-foot radius of us must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 2d6 necrotic damage and can't take any reactions. So this basically means they can't do opportunity attacks if you're running by. Additionally, if they succeed, they only take half the damage and no other effect. So, pretty handy stuff. Hadar, home of Mime. And Dissonant Whispers. Dissonant Whispers is essentially I don't think this is a spell we can even cast, but we have it. Where essentially we whisper something into someone's mind, and if they fail a intelligence saving throw, I believe, wisdom, they must use their action to get the fuck away as fast as possible, taking 3d6 psychic damage. If they succeed, they only take half the damage and will not pee their pants. I don't think we could cast this spell. We also get telepathic speech. At first level, you can form a telepathic communication between your mind and a mind of another. As a bonus action, you can choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. You choose a creature can speak telepathically with each other, while 2 of you within a number of miles equal to your charisma modifier. So, mind you, we could talk to someone up to 4 miles away. To understand each other, you mentally speaking a language that the other knows. Telepathic communication lasts for a number of minutes equal to your sorcery level. It ends early if you're incapacitated or die, or use this ability to connect with someone else. But I love that this implies that you could be up to, like, you have to be 30 feet when you initiate this. But if you somehow make it out there and, like, it lasts up to, so at most it's gonna last 6 minutes. So, like, this implies, like, if someone just books it to, like, 5 miles out in 6 minutes, that's how you know you're keeping in touch. I'm eyeing you, Psionic Sorcery. I'm looking at you. I'm looking very potently at 6th level. Cast spell for some higher setting spell feature you can. Oh, now this. This is what we've been looking for. We're gonna be going for that. We're just gonna be gunning for that. So. Alright, so we get telepathic speech. Additionally, because we're a sorcerer, I've learned this more when I've been doing them after the fact. But we're gonna get a lot of cantrips. Yeah, that's right, we get cantrips when we multi-class. So I'm just gonna look at the ones that are somatic that may fit. I already got Thunderclap. We can get True Strike. True Strike is sort of like sort of a shitpost spell for the D&D community, because what True Strike does essentially makes you give up your turn to have constant to give yourself advantage the next turn. So that means you will have double the odds to hit, possibly. Additionally, you can just attack twice over 2 turns. True Strike is also concentration, so you can't be using this spell, like, while you're doing some other shit. You have to specifically invest in True Strike. And it's only on yourself. Yep. So, as long as it is a creature within 30 feet of you, and you're willing to invest a turn for it, there you go. I would not recommend it, even if it is, Well, let's see. Alright, looks like we could control fire with somatic. We can light flames, we could extinguish them, we can double or half an area of bright light. Okay, that's cool. Especially because we don't have dark vision. Yeah, sure, we can, as our funny little cantrips, we can, control flame. You know, because Mr.Mime can learn fire type moves, right? Right? Mr. Mime can learn fire type moves. He can learn fire punch. He can get sunny day. It's justified. I'm not stretching. You are. He also can mold the earth a little bit because that is somatic only. So we're taking that. So we get to make a spot difficult terrain. We can make like little invisible ball bearings or something. We can also just sort of dig up holes. Is nice. Let's see. So that's 2 cantrips, just right then and there. Oh, who followed? Oh, thank you for the money, KB. Oh my God, is this our 1-year anniversary? Oh my God, KB. Look, I wasn't cheating on you. Look, I get it, KB. Look, KB. I'm talking about Mr. Mime. Okay? Like, do you know how big the mime is around here? Alright? Like, no. Alright, you know, I shouldn't just... Look, I'm sorry, Katie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I forgot the fact you've been paying me for like a year. But I'm making Mr. Mime. And actually, it's just for you. Yeah, it's not because I do a fun little poll every Sunday for people to find out what Pokemon we're doing on Thursdays. No, it's not that. Not at all. It's because I knew that you'd be coming over after your own games and thinking like, oh, I know a perfect character that KP would like to play, you know, of like the 5 times a year they can play a character. And if you're interested in what we're doing with Mr. Mime, our goals is to make walls, preferably have them be invisible, and become a silent spellcaster. In doing so, we found out that Mr. Mime is a mime, which is its own race, I've decided, which lets us get Metamagic Adept, so we can get Subtle Spell, so we don't have to use verbal components to cast our spells. We're dipping into Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. We start off as a bard, because that gets a lot of the fun things that we want, such as friends, charm person, doing a final haha spell, having an invisible servant, as well as giving us invisibility, and when to create College of Creation, mostly because we can make things that could become invisible. It's not as immediate as we'd like, but it's a way, and it makes more sense than like Glamour or Lore Bard. Definitely more so than Eloquence. So that's kind of what we've decided to go to. Yeah, Bard's the main thing. We got Silence because we gotta have people enter the Mime Zone. And we're going into Sorcerer very specifically to get sorcery points. I should probably make it clear that's Aberrant Mind. So yeah, we're looking at cantrips, sorcerers. We looked at, we've already got friends. But we looked at Control, Flame, and Mold Earth, because those are just somatic. Those are good free ones. Yo, Booming Blade is somatic? Non-verbal? Fuck yeah, let's get Booming Blade. So what Booming Blade does is essentially, when you do a melee attack, you can do the attack, and if that creature moves, they're punished by taking thunder damage. I believe after 5th level, yes, at 5th level, when you hit them, it does additional thunder damage. And then when they move, that's when they take... Fuck yeah. So basically we get to immediate... Oh, fuck, dude. So our mime could, as long as we have a weapon in hand, we can go aggressive and do a cantrip that can actually do damage. We can provide! So now we can use any weapon that we can use, attack, do that as long as with an extra D8 of thunder damage, and if they get out, they're punished with an extra 2d8 thunder damage. Fuck yeah! That actually works really well with the mime build. Unironically. And let's see, what's another... No V's. Fuck it, let's get Minor Illusion now. Or can we find another? You know what, let's just get Shape Water, you know? Oh, fuck, Maytan's verbal. Damn. Wait, Green Flame Blade is also... Wait, can the mime be a bit of a swashbuckler? You brandish your weapon and use the spell to cast a melee attack. against one creature within 5 feet. If you want to hit, the target suffers the weapon attack's normal effect, and you can cause green flame to leap from the target to a different creature you choose within 5 feet. Second creature takes fire damage equal to your spellcasting modifier. 5th level. Oh, fuck! Shit! Yeah, let's get... No, we're going Sorcerer. Arcane Trickster dip? No, I don't think so. I've done the triple class. I don't think I'm gonna do that. We're just going full Sorcerer because we need the sorcery points. I will say, one thing I do regret not doing with Rosie is getting Metamagic Adept, because subtle spellcasting for Rosie would be so fucking funny. But no, see with Mage Hand you still have to speak. It's still a verbal component spell. I don't want to use sorcery points to cast Mage Hand, even if the hand is invisible. I also don't see Mr. Mime doing sneak attacks. Oh, I have Fool back. Oh god, we still have to pick out his... God, Mr. Mime gets so spoiled with this multi-class. So he gets 2 spells. He gets 2 fun little extra spells. Let's see. What are some fun little Mime spells? We could Yeet. We could Yeet with Catapult. It's only somatic, so that's something we could do without needing to use sorcery points. Like, honestly, like, some of this is like, I want Mr. Mime flavor. The other half is, I just want the vibes. Let's see. Ooh, Ice Knife is only somatic. You know, that also could be a way we could connect, we could connect the vibes of Galari and Mr. Mime. The secret ice ancestry. Let's see, because honestly, if we could get spells where we don't need verbal components, that would be actually really cool. I've decided. So, like, Ice Knife could be good, and also... Because that could be, like, Ice Shard. I'm pretty sure Mr. Galari and Mr. Mime can learn Ice Shard. Let's see. Galari and Mr. Mime. They learn Ice Shard! Clearly, we're just getting our siblings' power there. We're just borrowing it a little bit. You know, we could probably be too. Maybe we get Ice Punch. We get Icy Wind. We know some icy boys. We can get away with it. I swear. But yeah, okay, so that could be good. Because that's a way how we can reliably cast spells and have him do it. I honestly feel like the player of Mr. Mime really had a dumb gimmick, and then it wasn't until like 4 levels later when he wasn't having fun anymore. The DM was like, hey, you could just do this. And it blew the player's mind like, what? That's allowed? And let us just yeet with Catapult. Because mind you, because these are all somatic spells, no verbal component, we can cast this at up to 3rd level. Thing with Sorcerer Multiclass is we just know 2 Sorcerer spells. We still have the same spell slots we would have normally. Which I think is we could do up to 2 3rd level spells. So we could do this shit reliably. And this is stuff without sorcery points. So that's the big level 1. Phase 2. What's this? Level 2. Sorcery points, Return of the King. Baby. So yeah, we get Font of Magic, where essentially we can use our sorcery points to get back spell slots or whatever, but like we got sorcery points now, which means now we get as many sorcery points equal to our sorcerer level. So we just got double our sorcery points. It only took us 5 levels. Only took us 6 levels to get 4 spell slots. Essentially 4 spell slots outside of throwing shit. But hey, we're getting there. Alright, and we get an additional spell because Wizards of the Coast hate charisma casters. I say lovingly. Ha ha ha. Let me see. What is Pretty Mime? Could a mime make one sick? Can mimes cause sickness? Find out. Let me see. Because this one we can treat ourselves a little bit now that we are having spell slots that we can use consistently. You know what, let's check out normal Mr.Mime's spell list real quick. Alright, so hear me out. We could do same thing we did for Jigglypuff, and have Dazzling Gleam perhaps be, we could perhaps have that be Color Spray. Let's look at some other moves that Mr. Mime has, perhaps for inspiration. Mr. Mime could do Sick Kickies. Do. Mr. Mime knows how to recycle. Good for him. He also knows how to meditate. Let's see. This one gets a lot of swaps. Fuck, Mr. Mime learns Substitute naturally in Gen 6? Wild. Alright. So, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what's in my head, Mr. White, here's what's in my head. Alright, you see it? You see that little P in there? I think we'll go Color Spray. What Color Spray does is basically we have a 15-foot cone and we roll 60-10 dice. Essentially, that's a pool of hit points of people that could be affected. So, say we got the average, which is about, for a D10, that's about 6. So, say we got... Wait. Yes. Wait, no. Maths, what's... Let me, I feel... It may be because midnight is coming around the corner and it's like slowly trying to grasp me and my remaining sanity. But I want to double check the average. 6. Okay, so... So the average of... My math brain is now scrunching up so hard. Analyze. Alright, it'd be 33. That makes a lot more sense. So, on average, this is probably be good if you're, like, in a chase and you want to blind, like, probably a lower creature, like, say, like, a few goblins or town's guard real quick. Give them a little, like, poof, little trick of light. And it'll basically go down to whoever has the lowest hit points until that pool is used up. Until then, they are blinded, which means they automatically fail anything that involves sight. And they have disadvantage on attacking you, and you have advantage on attacking them because, haha, they're blind. And for every spell slot you invest into this further, you add another 2d10. So, if you were a Mad Lad and wanted to invest third level spell slot into this, you would get 4 more, so you would get 10d10 to work with, bringing on average about 55 hit points to work with, which is nothing to sneeze at. Alright, we get level 3, which means we get more meta magic. That's right, we get 2 more meta magics, which is 2 more meta magics that I really need. Okay, I was worried like, oh fuck, do we have to worry about another cantrip? So let's look at meta magics. Womp, 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 womp. So, let's see, because we don't want to be... We don't really want to invest too much in other meta magics, because we don't want to spoil ourselves, because we need that resource management. Let's see, so... I think Careful Spell could be good, because we've got... Arms of Adar. Could be really good if anyone was in the radius of Ice Knife, or Ice Knife, possibly. Also, if anyone else was in Thunderclap range. Yeah, we can just get Careful as a treat. Because honestly, this is what this is. Careful spellcasting is basically we can use Sorcery Point we can spend 1 Sorcery Point to choose a number of creatures equal to our Charisma modifier to automatically succeed on a saving throw on a spell we cast. So basically, if we want to be fucking reckless with Arms of Adar, we can make them not take that much damage while we do our wacky shit. Additionally, why don't we just get a Distance Spell? You know, just to be wacky. Essentially what Distance Spell does is makes any touch spell can go up to 30 feet if we want to use Sorcery Point. And any spell that has a reach of 5 foot or greater, we can use Sorcery Point to double that. So with something like... I think that might affect cones. That can make Color Spray a bigger cone. This is just an idea. I don't know if it affects radiuses or cones. But it could mean our silence range is super big, or at least we can silence people up to 240 feet away, which is wild. We can cause so much wackiness with that. We can make someone invisible from 30 feet away, which is wild. Of just like, no. Oh wait, no, we can't because we have to use, oh wait, oh shit. Boss, I think I realized the predicament here. I think I realized an unfortunate predicament about meta magic. You can only use 1 meta magic option of the spell when you cast it, unless noted otherwise. Well, boss. You know, we can now expand the range of Catapult. Nice knife. We can now We can now expand the range of, catapult nice knife. I am a smart man with smart ideas who thinks very clearly about their mime strategies. Guys, I'm sorry that I'm being a liar to you right now, but I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing right now. Alright, so, now that we've picked very carefully our meta magic options, let's look at what sorcery spell we want if we want any at second level. First off, let's just see if there's any that are guess somatic. Oh my god, there's a Alright, there's what? There's two. Yo, Mind Spike is this somatic? And that would fit because we're a psychic Pokemon? That'll be pretty good. That's pretty good. Makes us save the sorcery points for the bard spells. Ooh, yeah, no, we could just... Yeah, we can get Mind Spike. That's good. So what Mind Spike does is you target a creature within range. And mind you, we can use our other sorcery point stuff with this because we don't need it to be silent. And we force target to make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, they take 3d8 psychic damage. And we get to know where they are. We get to know where they are till the spell ends. Excuse me. As long as we're on the same plane, we get to know where they are, and they cannot hide from us. We just know where they are, even if they're invisible. That's right, we know how to deal with the other invisible people. They gain no benefit from that to our condition. So, yeah, very good if a mime needs to track a man down. Very good for mime hours. For mimers. Mimers. Now we get to sorcerer level 4. Oh, not 34. Not 34. We're not going to mime 34. I hear that's a cursed website. So, we're gonna max out our charisma. But honestly, let's see if there's ways that we can do it via feat. Because that may just be helpful. I don't genuinely know. But let's see if we can find a feat that could help us out. Because this is a weird build and it'll need all the help it can get. Alright. So, let us see. My brain is thinking Tavern Brawler is a joke, but I want something that boosts charisma. Fey Touch may not work. Well, it could. It could work, but we'd have to burn our sorcery points, which are valuable. Because right now we got about 6 sorcery points. And that means where we would normally be casting, what? We're about 8th level now. We'd be able to cast up to 7, 10, 12 times. We are literally casting half as much. So our spells are very important to us. Well, okay, we're getting up there. We have some spells that we don't have to do half as much, but still, for any of our bard spells, let's see. Well, we could have half of them. Half the spells could be used that way. We can't get Mana Magic Adept again to get more sorcery points. We could get Spell Sniper just to be a fuck. Wait, hold up. The Spell Sniper and extended spell and what was it? And distance spell, does that stack? Does Spell Sniper stack? Distance spell and Spell Sniper both double range, since it's not the same feature. Their effect essentially stacks to quadruple range? I am going insane. Can the mime inflict the minds of people? Oh my god, and that's just for any spell. That's for any spell. The mime could say not a word and infect a place far away. Oh cool, they're making graphic novels of the Magic Treehouse. Good for them. Oh my god. And we get another cantrip. We don't need another cantrip. Alright, but it doesn't boost our stats. So we don't need it. But I kinda want it. But I don't think I'm gonna take it. Okay. So there's that. Let's see, look at the Metallic Truck, because I know this one's really defensive. I know... Let's see. Okay, gets a healing. Gets a free cure wounds. Protective wings. You manifest protective wings. You can shield you or others. When you or another creature you can see within 5 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use a reaction to manifest special wings from your back for a moment to grant a bonus to the target's AC equal to a proficiency bonus. You can use equal to... Hear me out. This is how Mr. Mime can just project, like, invisible barriers. Like, they're just like, nope! Protection zone. You are not gonna be touched. I made an invisible barrier. That's actually really cool. And it gives us a little bit of healing. Granted, we'd have to use our sorcery points for it, but hey, it's an option. But no, that's really good. I like that. Yeah, I think I might take that. I think I'm gonna take that. Oh, wrong spot. Wrong spot, son. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, we got that. So we're gonna get that cure wounds. We're gonna get that barrier that we can get up to, what's that? We're level 8. That means we get to do it. How many times we get to do that up to? 3 times, going on to 4, which is pretty nice. And we get another cantrip. Another cantrip and another spell. And I know I use that voice oftentimes as underwhelming, but here it's more the exact opposite. I am overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed with the amount of cantrips this mime can do, and how many of them are just somatic. You know what? Fuck it. We'll get Minor Illusion. We'll cave in. We'll do it. What spell would we like to get? Nope, not 3rd level. We're looking at 2nd. We're looking at dozies. Let's see. We're not doing dragons because we're fairy. We're fairy water. Let us see. We could do the rope. We could do the hold person in place trick. The rope. Yo! This is also just somatic? Why is Sorcerer... Why I was going to like, oh yeah, Bard. Bard's like the real Mr. Mime class. And Sorcerer over here is like, oh, you want to be a mute spellcaster? Here, have a somatic spell. Ah, you can have a somatic spell too, boss. Hey, you. I feel you can get a somatic spell. Come over here. No, this is good, and this is like real fairy mischief here. I'm so easily bribed by all these, like, get a somatic spell for you, boss. Would you like to do it instead of investing in spells that, have to drain your resources? And I'm like, yes! Take them shamelessly. So, with, Mischief, we essentially create a 20-foot cube, that we can see within range, and we roll on the Mischievous Surge table, and we can move the cube up to 10 feet, and this will change every round. So this could make a creature do a wisdom saving throw and be charmed by you for a turn. You know, maybe find this dashing little mime, maybe something more. Form a bouquet of flowers appeal all around. Each creature in the cube must make a dexterity saving throw or be blinded at the start of your next turn. Hear me out. The flowers do the shit of like wild sorcerer magic, where they just make everything invisible, which just makes you blind, like everything is just transparent. You haven't... I put the ultimate mischief on you. I put invisible foggy contacts into your eyes. They just came out of the shower. They won't unsteam for next 6 seconds. Each creature in the cube must make a wisdom saving throw or begin giggling to the start of the next turn. Giggling creature is incapacitated. Or so that could be a good way for us to, and move in a right direction. That could be a good way for us to just do like a funny little thing and like, oh, you silly mime. Oh. Drops of molasses appear and hover in the cube, turning the area into difficult terrain till the next turn. Oh, we make the floor invisible. No, I like that. Yeah, and again, it's non-verbal. That's some good shit. Me and the homies love it when you get to be non-verbal, hon. Man, Bard may be like, this is your home, Mr.Mime. But may I tell you, Sorcerer is your promised land. So at 5th level, I think we just get a proficiency buff. Let me see. Yep. Oh, we get magical guidance. Let's see what magical guidance is. I've already forgotten what this is. Magical guidance, when you reach 5th level, you tap into your inner wellspring of magic to conjure a success from failure. You can use the ability check that fails and spend 1 sorcery point to reroll the d20, and use the new roll. Thanks. Thanks, wizards. But we already have magical guidance. But we already have really good spells because we have Jack of all trades. We are mechanically, at this point, I believe we're mechanically level 9, which means we have a +2 to everything we're not already proficient in. So yeah, let's see. So that means we get sorcerer spells for level 3 now. For level 3 now, then go goes. So let's see what we get. Counterspell somatic. That's always fun. Get to play keep away there. Hypnotic pattern. Ooh. That's very mime. That is a very mime thing. Oh, I like the idea that the hypnotic pattern is not like the kaleidoscope, but like Mr.Mime just projects their mind to do like the whole like, I'm trapped in a box. I'm trapped in a box. And just like people go like, oh no. He's trapped in the box. How will he ever get out of there? Because what What hypnotic pattern does, essentially, it creates an area of effect where people have to make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, they are charmed and just, like, hypnotized watching this, like, pretty kaleidoscope pattern. But I really like the idea of it just being an image of Mr. Mime doing mime things, the standard mime things. That's really funny to me. Yeah, I think we're gonna get hypnotic pattern. Because that's so funny to me. But what if they are trapped in the box and they fail? No! No! See, that's what the enemy's thinking. The enemy thinks, oh man, they failed their own spell. They're trapped in the box. They're trapped in the box! Alright, let's go for level 6. At this point, we're getting a good amount of sorcery points. We got 10 whole sorcery points now. Look at us, Ma! So now, we get something from our class that I remember from like half an hour ago. What's in the box? You. You're in the box. It's like the idea of like, you see the bars in front of you. Are you the one in jail? Or am I the one in jail? Mr. Mime would of course not say that, because he doesn't speak. Oh fuck, we're also getting some spells. I gotta add for level 3. We've also got calm emotions. So basically we could have an area of effect where we make people do a charisma saving throw. If they feel like it, that will essentially make people not pissed off or freaking out. It will make everyone neutralized, and it will dispel any charms or frightened conditions. Of course, creatures can fail willingly, but if you feel like there's a reason for you not to, you can always roll charisma. Additionally, they will get detect thoughts, so you can read people's minds. With detect thoughts, it's very surface level. You get to basically get like people's vibe check on things, but if you feel like you want to dig deeper, like, hey, why are they feeling like that? You basically have to do a little contest against your spells, against their wisdom saving throw, and I believe your own intelligence. I forget. Let's double check it. You can wait. Use spell detect creatures. You can see. You can use spell. Yeah, if you want to do proper, target must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight over worries, over what it's thinking. If it succeeds, they know you're fucking reading its mind. Unless you shift something to something else. Like, they have that moment of clarity. But they can use intelligence check to go like, hey, what the fuck was that? What the fuck did you do? The guy goes up like, are you trying to fuck my mom, Mr. Mime? You're trying to get insights on my mom? Also, level 5, we get a bit more than hypnotic pattern, because I forget that some sorcerers and Tasha's get actual care. We get sending, which is probably the funniest spell for a mime to have, because sending is essentially you send out a cosmic tweet to someone. You can send anyone a 25-worded message, and they can respond back. If they're in another plane of existence, don't worry, there's only a 5% chance they won't get it. But it's a great way for communication, but I think that's the funniest spell for a mime to have, because we cannot use it one bit. We could actually just send a message of deafening silence that makes people freaked out, like, what was that? And we also get Hunger of Hadar, where we essentially get a fireball-sized sphere of darkness, and get tentacles and the like. If you're within the bubble, You're deafened. You're blinded. You're in complete darkness. You live in the void the mime lives in. And if you're in it, you take... Yeah, any creature that starts its turn in it takes 2d6 cold damage. Any creature that ends its turn in it must make its dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage. So, that's just the power of Mr. Mime. But, at level 6, we get Psionic Sorcery. Beginning at 6th level, you can cast a spell at 1st level or higher from your Psionic spell feature, and cast it expending a spell slot as normal by spending a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level. If you cast the spell using sorcery points, it costs no... Oh, okay. Not as great. Now, I mean, it's a bit more expensive than what we already do, but it's an option. A more expensive option. Oh, that's actually not very good. Oh, Betsy, that's not really that good for you. Because you can just have subtle spell and it's just that. But it only costs 1 sorcery point all around. But hey, we got it. Oh, we got it. But I guess the thing is, it's also not, I guess because it's also I guess that's how we could do something like sending, because we could just telepathically use our mind, to deliver words, or if we really, if we were tied up and gagged, and just want to sheer force of will it, it seems a bit niche just because we have subtle spell. But we also got Psychic Defenses, which gives us a resistance to psychic damage and saving throws against being frightened and charmed, which is always great. Psychic Defenses. Alright, so let's look at another spell we can get. Also, at possibility level. We could just get Counterspell. Never hurts. Never hurts to have Counterspell. Just be like, no! I have deflected it with something you could never foresee. Or just, they're boxed! Can't get them! Well, let's see. Is there anything else that could really fit? Tongues is the funniest shit a mime could have. Ooh, but we can get a wall. Walter, you could get a wall. You could get your first wall, Walter. Hi, welcome to Pan, casually dropping his passive Breaking Bad fixation. So, let's check this wall out, because it's one of the first wall spells we can get with our build. You conjure a wall of water on the ground at a point you can see within range. You can make the wall up to 30 feet long, 10 foot high, and 1 foot thick. You can make bring to a wall of 20 foot in diameter and 20 foot tall. The wall vanishes when the spell ends. The wall space is difficult terrain. Okay. Nice, nice. It's 1 foot thick, so it's not that much, but it's something. Any ranged weapons that enter the wall's space have disadvantage on the attack rolls, and fire damage is halved, and fire effects that pass through the wall reach a target. The spell deals cold damage passing through. Wait, it does. Deal cold damage to the wall. Their effect, the wall that passed. Oh, any cold that does that freezes solid. 5 foot square section is frozen. Each 5 foot square has an AC of 5 and 15 hit points. Reducing a frozen section to 0 hit points destroys it. Ooh. Yeah, we'll get a wall. We'll get a wall spell. Our first wall. Baby's first wall. At this point, people can have Wall of Force, but you know what? It takes us some time. At this point, I have to see, do I want... The Sorcerer's spell list is pretty tempting. What would we get? What would we get if we went to level 7? Just hypothetically. Other than more sorcerer points. We do got a good amount of spells that are just somatic now. That we can cast pretty freely. Well, we would get Wall of Fire. Your Anna, you would be getting Wall of Fire. You would get more walls. Walter! Alright, let's compare that to what we would get with Bard level 3. If we get any more walls. I don't think initial Bard level 5 gets walls, but let's check. We don't get any walls. We sure aren't getting any walls there. Lehman's tiny hut, though, does seem kinda nice. Let's see. So, right now, we are functionally level 10. Do we want to go back to Bard now? Or should we wait on that? Because I know where our goal is for Bard. But, you know what, let's check some things with Sorcerer. Because I may not even need to do that. So we have one wall here. Okay, we will need to get to level 10 for Bard. For the thing I'm thinking of. For sort of our ideal capstone. Okay. So. We go 2 more levels. Oh, that's Bard. Okay. So, Sorcerer. So, let's see. I say we go 2 more levels in Sorcerer so we can get greater invisibility, which is more invisible stuff, and we can have people still be doing stuff while invisible, and not have it break. And Wall of Fire, so we get more walls, ba da 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 da. Do we get... We get some good walls. Get some good level 5 walls. But we don't get the wall. Okay. Got it. Got it. Actually, it works out. Alright, so we'll go to level 10. We'll Sorcerer. We'll just commit to a level 10 for Sorcerer. Have a bit of a time before we go back to Bard. So, we're at level 7 now. We're gonna get wall... let's get greater invisibility. I feel like that's the bigger priority. There we go. Is there anything else we get for Sorcerer at level 7? I don't think so, because it is a drought for Sorcerers between 6 and 10. No, we don't. That's cool. That's it. We just get greater invisibility. Which isn't bad, but we also get more sorcery points, which is what we want. Woohoo. Level 8. We're gonna get Wall of Fire, get more of that sweet wall action. What Wall of Fire does, if you're curious, spells because I just picked it. No, I just picked it because it's like I like wall spells. I want wall spells for this build, but then I didn't tell you what the spell does. So, go Mendesai. Oh god, it could be anywhere in 120 feet. Jesus. So basically, you just make a wall of fire that could be up to 60 foot long, 20 foot high, 1 foot thick, or you can make it ringed, similar to a wall of water in the 20 foot by 20 foot cylinder. The wall is opaque, so you can't see through the other side. The wall appears in each area within it, and each creature within the wall, within the area of the wall, must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed, take 5d8 fire damage and have as much as successful. So basically, with the ring, right, you can imprison people within the ring, and they'll have to take the 5d10 fire damage on one side of the wall. And you could decide if you want it to be like defensive or a punishment thing, which is really cool and gives the mime. The mime is like, yes, I am part of the church, but also I am part of hell. And there's a guitar riff there. But I don't have a guitar right now, and I've never really practiced, so I can't do that part with you. Alright. On one side of the wall, selected by you, when you cast a spell, deals 5d8 fire damage when a creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of the side of the wall. Each creature takes the same amount of damage when it enters the wall for the first time, or when it ends its turn in there, which is always very good. Very solid, very good spell. We also get ability score improvement, but let's see if we can get something that will also buff our charisma. For real this time, I swear. Let me see. Fey Touch is always there. It's always there, even if it is going to... You know what? Let's check out some enchantment or divination spells that don't require somatic. Or don't require verbal. Cool. None of them. How about divination other than Mind Spike? Cool. None of them. Do, do, do. Let's see, because that would be really good. But also, we don't learn to... Mr. Mime doesn't know how to teleport, though. That's kind of an issue. Kind of a situation. God, I wish I could stack Meta Magic Adept. We already got a bit of telepathy, so I don't really need telepathic. Yeah, it increases range of the telepathy. And we already get Detect Thoughts. And we already have to invest a resource if we wanted to do it, so it's not like it's anything new or anything bad. Yeah, no, it's already been done. Actually, I've decided. Colonel. Let's see, resilient. No, it could help, but I don't really see what proficiency would be getting proficient at. Let's see, we got a lot of concentration. Let's see the spells that are concentration on this. So we've got Charm Person, Tasha Seduce Laughter, Heroism. I don't know if Unseen Servants. I'm not gonna count it right now. Invisibility, Silence, Mind Spike, Detect Thoughts, The Stars, Mischief, Hypnotic Pattern, Hunger of Hadar, any of our wall spells, Great Invisibility. Yeah, I think that might help, giving us a proficiency in Constitution, because we don't get it when we multiclass the Sorcerer. So why don't we just get Durable? resilient, sorry. Get that +1 charisma. Save proc in con, so we have a decent chance at this point. Because we'd get pretty decent bonus to it, because right now our efficiency bonus is for a total of level 8. Level 4. Yes, we're level 12 right now. So we have at least a +3 to con, which is a lot better than a -1, baby. But we also have max charisma, which is always nice. We did it, Ma. We did it, Pa. Alright. So that is level 8. Level 9. Level 9. Get another spell. And it's honestly good because after level 10 we don't really need much from here, and we need to get to level 10 anyway with Bard to get what the ideal spell for Mr.Mime. So we're level 9, right? Yeah, level 9. So we get 5th level spells now. So we can cast even more walls. Wait, I'm a fool. We do get something at level 7. We do get things at level 7. I'm a fool. I forget Amber at Mind is a good sorcerer subclass and gives you more spells. So, we get funky tentacles that all your players will make hentai jokes about, where you get a 20-foot radius of the tentacle zone, and it's all difficult terrain, and for some creatures in it, they take, they do dexterity saving throw, they fail and take 3d6 bludgeoning damage, and are restrained, so, you know, popular stuff. And if a creature starts its turn restrained, takes 3d6 damage consistently. The creature restrained has to make a dexterity check against your spell save DC. On a success, it frees itself. If not, next turn, another scrunchy raunchy. So we got that. We also get Summon Aberration, where basically you summon an alien. Like, there's a lot how the summon spells work, but you summon an alien, you get to summon either an eyeball, a funny little eyeball by a chaos gremlin, or just straight up alien cultists. And they can do a variety of things, like, depending on which one you have, one can regenerate, the other one gets a really spooky aura that, like, messes with people's brains. You know, one is aggressive, one shoots a bunch of beams, you know the works. Level 9, we get some really good solid psychic spells. We get telekinesis, which is basically good old psychic. Telekinesis basically lets you target someone who is large or smaller, so this could be either a real-ass giant or an adult dragon. Make them do a strength saving throw versus your spell save DC, and if they fail, you can just play with them like they are a rag doll, moving them up to like a few hundred feet, I believe. Let me double check the distance that you can move them. You can move a creature up to 30 feet in any direction, which could just mean like you can lift a giant up and drop them. 30 feet, automatically taking free damage that they cannot control. Or you can make them go to a spot where maybe fucking for them. You essentially get really good, you get a lot of good area of control. You also restrain them if you maintain your psychic grip, which means they're going to have disadvantage on all attacks, everyone's going to have advantage against them, and the movement speed is 0. I think they also have disadvantage on any dex save, so that's always good. And with objects, you can lift up to 1,000 pounds of shit. You can essentially try to do a spell check to make things come to you like a Jedi, and take them out of their hands. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild, and a spell that basically is one of the kind of spells that you have for you to like, hey DM, because of this, can I do this crazy shit? And the DM's probably gonna be like, yeah, sure, man. Roll this. It's a great spell. And also, telepathic bond. Telepathic bonds are real solid because you can telepathically link to 8 creatures for an hour. I know you telepathically connect to one person for free for a few minutes, up to a few miles, but this is literally bound, like, you vibe check, and for the next hour, you all have perfect communication, nothing gets through the barrier, and it goes through any distance as long as it's in the same plane of reality. So it's real solid. So, now that I'm not a dingus anymore, I'm gonna go back to the spells. Alright, so I think we're gonna start with Wall of Light. We did this with Gardevoir last week. Basically, we get a big shimmering wall of light, because what is manipulating things invisible but bending light? And the wall appears in an orientation you choose, horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. So we can really control the wall here. It can be free-floating, or it can rest on a solid surface. Oh, that's cool. The wall can be 60 foot long, 10 feet high, and 5 foot thick. Jesus, that's a really good wall for these wall spells we've been seeing. The wall blocks line of sight, but creatures and objects can pass through it. It emits a bright light out 120 feet, and dim light for an additional 120 feet. The wall appears, when the wall appears, each creature in the area must make a Constitution saving throw. On a fail save, the creature takes 48 radiant damage and is blinded for 1 minute. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage and isn't blind. A blinded creature makes a Constitution saving throw at the end of its turn until they succeed or the minute passes. Each creature that ends its turn in the wall takes 48 radiant damage, and until the spell ends, you can use an action to launch a beam of radiance from the wall onto one creature you can see within 60 feet. Make a ranged spell attack. On hit, deals 48 radiant damage. Whenever you hit or miss, the length of the wall reduces by 10 feet, and the wall's length, when length drops to 0, it now has no wall. But no, it's pretty cool. You basically just have like a cool massive wall that you could do various blasts through, and it's very good if you want offensive wall or defensive wall. Now this will be the last level of Sorcerer we're going to be taking at level 10. Level 10 we're also going to pick up, well, let's see, do we want Wall of Stone? Because Wall of Stone is a... Wait. Oh, that's level 6. Okay. Because Wall of Stone is a wall spell. But I don't feel like that's quite Mimey. That's too tangible for Mime. You know? Let's see if there is there any non-verbal 5th level spells? Damn it! There isn't. Shit. Well then, I see. You know, in that case, why don't we just get good old Counterspell at level 10? You can never go wrong with Counterspell. This is also one we don't need to use any sorcery points to cast. Counterspell basically lets us, when we see someone casting a spell, we can go, no you didn't. And basically, if it is whatever level we cast it at, which presumably you can cast it at 3rd level, any spell that is 3rd level or lower automatically fails. If it is a higher spell, you basically have to roll a d20 plus whatever your spell casting stat is. So for us, we're going to be rolling a d20 plus 5. So pretty reliable. On average, we're probably going to be taking down a 5th level spell with ease if we're not going for that 5th level counter spell. It's also a reaction, so it's always a good shit spell. And it costs us nothing but a spell slot. I believe also because we're level 14. Yeah, level 14. We can counter some spells. I think we can counter up to 7th level spells if we really wanted to go full power. And I believe we get... Do we get Sorcerer Step at level 10? Yeah, we get more meta magic. Let's go. We get another cantrip too. Wow. Wow, thanks. I love that. For me? Okay, we only have to get one more. Let's see. Why don't we... Because right now, we know how many sorcery points we have. We have 12 sorcery points. Yeah, we have 12 sorcery points. So right now, we are supposed to be a level 14 character. So if we want to cast anything from our bard spells, we have 12 spells to use for any barding or some of our walls, right? So that means we can cast, let's see, let's compare. 7, 10, 13, 15, 16, 17. So an average spellcaster level should be casting 17 times. We can we can cast any of our spells 12 times. So we're only doing 5 less spells than the average spellcaster. And we got quite a few spells that are surprisingly not restricted to verbal, which is genuinely shocking to me. It's a very pleasant surprise. Yeah. So why don't we just go off and do heightened spell if we really want to risk it for the biscuit, because we can also, mind you, we could burn spell slots for sorcerer points if we want to cast more often. So we can have heightened spell where we can have someone. We can spend 3 sorcery points to give someone disadvantage on a spell we're doing. So if we really want someone to... So if we really want to say, I don't know, let's say we wanted to... Let's say we really wanted to chill someone the fuck out. We could give them disadvantage on that. Oh fuck, we couldn't. Wait. You can use Empowered Spell even if you already have a different meta magic. Let's go, baby! Yeah, that's what it's all about. So we could use it on Calm Motions or Detect Thoughts. We could use it on Mind Spike. We could use it on the Mischief. We could be using it on Hypnotic Pattern, Hunger of Adar, any of our walls shit. The Black Tentacles. Wall of Fire stuff. Wall of Light. Well, not Wall of Light, because that's not a saving throw. But, yeah, any of our charms. So, something that never hurts. It's expensive, but also for reference, if we wanted to burn one of our 5th level spell slots, I honestly probably want to burn the 2nd level spell slots. Like, second or 1st level spell slots, which we can do pretty, because we got some freebie spell 3B spells there that we can just burn very easily. So yeah, that's what we're looking at our extension to Sorcerer. We're gonna go back to Bard. We're gonna go back to our good old Bard Val. And we'll be going back at level 5. I'm gonna copy this now. Alright, so we're at level 5 now, which means we get another spell. Let's look at what we can get at Bard. Just a fun little 5th level Bard spell. Let's treat it as a fun little thing. We can curse people as a mime. Did you know mimes can curse people? A mime can fake their death. See any somatic onlys? Damn it, no somatic onlys. It's like bards are very much known to be verbal. What the fuck is that all about? Okay. Hear me out on this pitch. Alright, boss. What if we have fear? No, actually, I think we're gonna get Lehman's Tiny Hut. Lehman's Tiny Hut is basically, we get to make a small little 10-foot radius, little house that people can chill the fuck in for 8 hours and rest. This is essentially the spell that you use if you want to rest and not worry having to be jumped immediately in your sleep. You can be getting ready to be jumped, but you're just in tension, which is great. You can make it opaque and any color you want, so you can make no one make sure you're sneaking in. Only the people that you specify when you cast can go in or out of it, and no spells can enter in it or pass through it. So you can't be like casting lightning bolt in the safety of your bubble that no one can enter through. So yeah, I think that's a special little wall. Then we get to level 6, so we get something for our college, because Mr.Mime wants to remind you he went to college. So he gets animating performance. We can we can target a larger, smaller, non-magical item than 30 feet of us. We can animate it. The animated item using dancing item stat block, which uses your proficiency bonus, which at this point we are level 16, so it's pretty good. It's like about level 5, like plus 5. It obeys you and lives for an hour or till you or it dies. If you don't decide to use anything for its action, it will just dodge. It acts immediately after you. When you use your Bardic Inspiration, you can command the item as a part of the bonus action. Ooh, that's cool. So it can essentially act twice if you use your Bardic Inspiration. That's a cool way to encourage. That's a cool way for encouraging a bard to use it. When you animate an item with this feature, you can't do so till you finish a long rest, unless you expend a 3rd level spell slot to do this again. You can have one animated item by this feature at a time. It uses your action and already have a dancing item for this feature for the first one to immediately become inanimate. So, it's got some pretty chunky AC over here. It's got 10 plus 5 times your bard level, so at this point it will be about 10 plus 35, so it's about 45 hit points. Not bad. Not bad. Maybe not the most ideal for this level, but like, hey, it's another body, and it's not concentration. So if you also wanted to do some wall shit, you could. And it's got a pretty decent slam to do, again, as a part of a bonus action or at the end of your turn. Pretty solid, because that's going to be about a d10 plus 5 damage. And it's force. Not a lot of things reduce force. Not many things resist a divorce. 'Cause, 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 'c to the spells. Is there nothing else in 5th level? Or 6th level? Oh, we do get something else. We get Counter Charm. So basically, this is a little performance you could do that will have people be really jazzed. And while you're doing it within 30 feet of you, your allies have advantage against Charm or Frightened. It isn't the greatest because it's your whole turn, but if you have animated performance up, you could at least do something else as the bonus action to help out. Which is nice. And you can always do Bardic Inspirations as well, while also maybe holding up your wall. Oh fuck. Font of Inspiration was last level, so we just get our inspirations back at short rests now instead of long rests. Alright. And let's look at what spell we want for this upcoming level. Hey everyone, I just want to talk about the next spell we got in this upcoming level, fellas. It looks like we got another 3rd level spell possible. What if we did get Fear? Just hear me out, because people fear clowns. Ooh, hear me out though. Hear me out though. What about non-detection? Alright, so here's what I'm thinking, right? I love the idea that Mr.Mime can make things invisible, but it's like, I can truly make myself invisible. Just, like, does, like, the thing where the mime, like, does the happy face, frowny face, and is, like, seen by the government, not seen by the government. Because what non-detecting does is essentially, for 8 hours, you are immune to divination magic. You can cast it on anyone who is willing, or on a place that is no longer than 10 feet, and they just cannot be perceived through magical eyes. They are just I do not see. Again, I think that's just kind of funny that a mime could become truly invisible, even to taxes. The IRS won't know where you're at through magical means for the next 8 hours. Now we get to level 7. And we get to 4th level, 4th level, 4th level. What? Let's see, any somatic spells? Of course not. Does Mr.Mime get Confuse Ray these days? Or spells that do, not spells, moves that just deal confusion? Because we got confusion right here, so we could literally do confusion if we wanna. Psybeam can confuse. We got Teeter Dance. Oh, our confusion is just Teeter Dance. Yeah, no, let's do confusion. So what confusion does is basically you target a 10-foot radius and everyone has to make wisdom saving throws. If they fail, they have to roll a d10, determining what they're gonna do. At best, they're gonna roll a 9 to 10, so they act normally. But if they roll a 7 to 8, the creature must use its action to make a melee attack randomly determined a creature within its reach. If no one's there, it just wastes its turn just like whacking the air. If it's a 2 to 6, the creature doesn't move or take any actions on its turn. If it's a 1, the creature uses all its movement to move in a random direction. To determine this direction, roll 1d8 for all the cardinal directions. The creature does not take an action on this turn. It just wanders around confused and lost in the world. So that's when we do our funny little teeter dance. Do we get anything else level 7? Lol. Paste it. Twist it. Alright, so we got level 8 now. Let's look at the spell first. Because I'm probably going to know more what I want to do about that than I do what I'm going to do next. Let's see. We could always get Enthrall. That one's always a fun one. See, we got Safeguard, but that's not quite Lesser Restoration, because Safeguard is more to prevent status effects. It's supposed to cure them. You know, let's just give him... Let's just give our mime the ability to see the invisible. After all, he's mastered the art of the invisible wall. Why not let him see through the veil? He sees all that you cannot. Alright, now we get to level 9. And now we get to cast 5th level spells. Let's see if there's any That is a very interesting choice. For somatic only. So yeah, let's look at Mislead. So you become invisible at the same time that an illusionary double of you appears where you're standing. The double lasts for the duration, but the invisibility ends if you attack or cast a spell. When you use your action to move your illusionary double up to twice your movement speed, and make a gesture and speak and behave whatever way you choose. I hate that it can move twice as fast as you. That's horrifying. Imagine this little jingle jangle of a man moving at like 60 feet per second. Just running up to you wordlessly. This little flesh man. You can see through its eyes and hear through its ears if you're located where it is. On each of your turns as a bonus action, you can switch to the senses from your own or back. When you're using its sense, you're blinded and deafened around your own surroundings. And you can do this up for an hour. We're taking Mislead, because that's so good. To just have one, oh my god, we get pantomime ourselves. We've mastered the art of pantomiming so hard that we have found a way to pantomime at such a distance, and we are now in the invisible void that we see all around us. I'm just gonna double check we don't get anything at level 9. No, our Song of Rest increases to D8 instead of D6. Now we get level 10. Level 10's what we really came for. Oh fuck, we should have gotten expertise at level 6. We should have gotten expertise at level 3. I completely forgot about expertise. So our expertise is we get twice the proficiency bonus on some skills. Like, this is what we're like, proficiency is like, oh, you're good at that. Expertise is like, this is our shit. So we're gonna get expertise initially in performance and sleight of hand. Now at level 10, we get more. At our capstone level, we're gonna get more expertise. So we are going to get expertise. We're gonna say for stealth and probably Arcana, because we've gotten a good vibe with the magic arts of the wall. Let me double check magical secrets. I think the last time I may have misinterpreted magical secrets. Magical secrets at 10th level, you have plundered magical knowledge from a wide spectrum of disciplines. Gain 2 spells from any class, including this one. A spell you choose may be a level you can cast, and shown. Yes. The chosen spell counts as a bard spell, and you include it in the number of spells known. Ah, that's why there's a big jump. Got it. So, in that case, let's go look at 5th level spells. Any 5th level spells. All spells, 5th level. Where is it? Where are you? Here it is. Here's our capstone. Wall of Force. This is one of the, what a lot of people say is one of the most powerful spells in the game, especially for defenses. Essentially, we get to, oh god, it lasts so long too. We create an shit, it's even invisible! I didn't even realize if it was invisible or not. I was generally unsure. So we're gonna make an invisible wall of force that springs into existence at a point we choose within range. The wall appears in any orientation you choose, similar to the wall of light. It can be free floating or resting, much like the wall of light. You can form it into a hemisphere, dome, or sphere with a radius up to 10 feet. You can shape it into a flat surface up to a 10 foot by 10 foot panels, and each panel must be attached to each other with another plane. Congruous. In any form, the wall is 1/4 inch thick. It'll last for the duration if the wall is cut through a creature's surface space. When it appears, the creature is pushed to one side of the wall you choose. Nothing can physically pass through the wall, and it is immune to all damage and can be dispelled by dispelled magic. A disintegrate spell destroys the wall instantly. However, this will extend to the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travel through the wall. So not only are we blocking this small point, like we're forming the ultimate wall here, any ghost can't just phase through. Even in the ghost dimension, even in the realm of mist and illusion, we are holding our barrier firm. This is exactly what we're looking for the ultimate mime technique. Getting that for sure. Let's check on, I saw another bit of a wall spell. Yeah, we're not looking for wall of stone. It's not quite our vibe check. Let's see. Could Mr. Mime resurrect the dead? No. Oh, no. Hear me out. Any somatic only. S. Oh, this is misleading. Wait. Hold up. There's one spell called Steel Wind Strike. I think it's a ranger and wizard spell. Hear me out. Let's see if we can continue this streak of Mr. Mime weirdly being melee capable. You flourish a weapon into casting, and it vanishes to strike like the wind. Choose up to 5 creatures you can see within range. Make a melee spell attack against each target. On a hit, the target takes 60-10 force damage. You can then teleport to an unoccupied space you can see within 5 feet of the target's hit or missed. We get to do the anime thing. Let Mr. Mime do the anime thing. I'm letting Mr. Mime do the anime thing. Because that is so fucking funny. Holy shit, I like to imagine Mr. Mime just has like an invisible sword that they've used for like the green flame blade and the like or like booming blade, and they're just like mauling through these motherfuckers. Oh, that's so good. And it's somatic. It's no verbal, which means we can use this without expending any other resources, baby. Like, well, all the wall spells we have to use our special little boy points. But here, we don't. We don't even need to do any of that shit. Alright, so we just need 2 more bard spells, and then we're done. You know, why don't we get Enthrall? Enthrall was a spell I've been thinking about for a hot minute. It's nothing special. It's essentially the, hey, look at me spell. Everyone's going to be looking at you and your performance, so they fail a wisdom check and wisdom saving throw. And they're going to have disadvantage on seeing anything other than you because you're so cool. Additionally, why don't we just get hold person? So we could do like the whole like lasso, grabs you, you're held, you're trapped. Enthrall. So, this is Mr. Mime. Let's see how it looks. Oh, it looks great. Mr. Mime is a mime. Of course, that is what Mr. Mime has always been known. Some people claim that Mr. Mime is beyond man's understanding, but I think Mr. Mime is just a funny little guy. Always having a talent with the little magics that he knew. He was always made to be an entertainer. Someone to amuse the people with his tricks of physical illusion, as they would say. Many people would claim they'd see this wall. They'd feel the wall. They'd feel the fact. Mr. Mime, though he puts a smile and he has this grand performance, that he may be the one trapped. And this at least won the heart of one person. She gave him a letter, and it simply said that she was a single mother who went out to see Mr. Mime along with her child to make them happy, and saying that in such a time of loneliness, his company has meant so much for her and her child. And Mr. Mime started his journey to find who this mother was and, you know, keep them company. Also, he has a human suit. We don't talk much about the human suit, but he has it. Don't worry about it. Most charismatic man alive. Starting out, Mr. Mime was a simple performer. He had quite a portfolio of musical talents as well as typical talents. He also knew of God because he's done some mime performances in churches. But he learned how to quickly make quick friends before getting out of there, getting into the mime mindset. Remind people that mimes aren't always silent with a thunderclap. And always being there to be people, to help out people, whether if it's through cheering them up with a fun little charm, giving them a laugh, maybe seeing him move around an invisible object, or moving an object around, or giving them some inspiration. As Mr. Mime picked up these talents and started traveling the world to find who this mother was and where she may be now, this is when Mr. Mime started learning a few traits here and there. He would mostly do this through the disguise of Mr. Man. Mr. Man is, of course, Mr. Mime's human alter ego, who is 4'11", Danny DeVito height. He may or may not look like Danny DeVito. He would never confirm, because in this world, Danny DeVito may not exist. It's kind of really depending on if the DM says he does. It's going to be really ambiguous, depending on if the player makes enough jokes about it, because if they do, Danny DeVito will definitely exist in the world. As Mr. Mime had traveled the world and learned these skills, he found the way that He is not much of a detective. He cannot find clues as he traces back his path to find where this note came from who exactly. But he found out how to manifest the invisible, as he always at least performed. Here he was able to create tangible little things that can help out people when he inspired them, or at times create like objects that you could quickly cloak in invisibility, merely manifesting his mime powers. He also, this is when he got his real peak in his performance, and that slight dexterity. Oh, amazing. Mr. Mime also, in his travels, had met people with some very rude mouths, especially those who would say mean things about very kind women. As such, he had learned how to make them enter the Mime Zone. The Mime Zone. Essentially was an area where everyone was just like Mr. Mime. Silent. But alas, not everyone is comfortable in silence, as Mr. Mime would show, especially as he grew into his own innate power. You see, before, Mr. Mime was more of a whimsical person, relying on his performances. But he realized one thing that really made it possible was his own mind and determination. As such, he awakened his inner power as a sorcerer, and my god, his time in the Mime Zone, horrific. At this point in time, he could not only talk to people directly in their head, which many people were not ready for, but he could also mold the earth, shape fire, create a blast of sound out of weapons he held, or even have fire leap off of his weapons. The green flame blade was something that was known by Mr. Mime in the Mime Zone. No words needed to be said, just fire flung as people regretted their decisions to not respect women. He also learned how to sling ice knives, shards of ice thrown, or even just big rocks to throw with his own psychic might. All of this could be done in the Mime Zone. Unstopped. He then... See, Mr. Mime, although powerful in his capability, was very limited in how much he could do it. It was said that he had the potential to do so much, but without a voice of his own, he couldn't. But now, realizing that this is what let him cast spells when normally it would be impossible, his power started to grow. He was able to track people down. Some say this was ways for him to track down this mysterious mother. Others say this was there for those who had said foul things about women. He would also try to calm emotions to make people reasonable, but if they didn't do that, then he would totally spike their brain. Mr. Mime, as he traveled through the world, learned how to do small little arcane tricks of the eye, and to perform almost small periods of mischief using small bursts of invisibility to make things that seem like real, to make people slow down, feel like they feel invisible objects around them, or maybe do little gags that make people really laugh and sort of flutter around in a weird whimsy. But as he honed his craft of the walls and the invisible objects he forms his world around, he had a gift. He was able not only to heal those around him, but also to protect them with barriers that could possibly, just maybe, save their lives. As Mr. Mime grew in his own power, he developed the hypnotic pattern. It was quite simple. He put one hand forward, another forward. He'd look around. He felt him. He put his hand to the left, hand to the right, hand up, hand up. He was in the box. He was trapped. But it was such a rhythmic pattern that he realized he did not need to be there individually. He could manifest his own mime, pantomime at a distance, to create a mime for a mime. He also was said to create a horrible sphere of darkness with a lot of tentacles in it. But we don't talk about that. At this point, this is when the walls started to become more than real. Where at first Mr. Mime was able to use the water around him to form defensive walls that others could not simply penetrate without being doused, or even sometimes they'd be frozen over to enforce the security of the wall. Mr. Mime was able to go even further with his invisibility. See, before he was able to be briefly invisible or sneak around, but now he could be truly invisible and keep on and cast more and more of his magics. He was now in the same realm as his barriers, as the invisible rope, his staircase. Everything around him he was in the Panto world as he went greater invisible. We don't talk about the horrible alien creatures he summoned, though. That's off the table. We don't talk about that. Though we do say that, maybe it attracted some interesting women. Not quite mothers, but very interesting people who wanted to just talk to these creatures. At this point, Mr. Mime had learned there is far greater ways of walls. If you can make one of water to protect, you can make one of flame to harm. To trap those inside to punish those who will not respect the people that are so kind to admire him just for the act of entertaining these people who are just innocent and just want to live their fucking life without being told that they have to act a certain way because of what they are. Mr. Mime was sick of that shit. Also, Mr. Mime decided to get a bit more of he got into like a lot more vitamins in his system, so he got really good at dealing with bad con. At this point, Mr. Mime's telepathic abilities enhanced, even if it was for longer periods of time and for a mass amount of people, for almost limitless boundaries, as well as his telekinetic might to move mass things. It was said that Mr. Mime, that in a contest between him and a great wall, Mr. Mime won by simply manifesting another wall over that wall, demolishing it instantly. And in that wall's sight, when the warriors came to attack him, for no wall could bind him, he simply made another wall of light, one that people grew blinded at, and he blasted various lasers. It was like so cool. At this point, Mr. Mime mastered his innate power and was able to shut down anyone who dare cast spells around him with an invisible barrier that would simply cut off the spell mid-casting. He would also learn ways to trap someone else in the box. He is not the one trapped in the box. You are trapped in the box. And in doing so, giving them a much more difficult time in this moment of brief panic. After that moment of Mr. Mime going through this whole thing, some people say Mr. Mime was breaking into a country because he heard that the mom was kidnapped. I'm pretty sure that's what was told. Honestly, my memory on it's kind of fuzzy. But afterwards, he chilled out a little bit. He found a mom that he thought could have been the right person, and he decided to have them have a little bit of a safe space, creating a little tiny hut of their own. a little place unseen to other people into the Mime Zone. After spending time with the mother in the Mime Zone, he learned how to animate little things, ways to amuse her, that could be used to both entertain and defend. He also learned ways to make her hidden from the people who would dare try to find her after finally being free, as well as himself, because Mr. Mime does not pay taxes a little bit, so he needs to really not be seen by the public. He also learned how, if anyone came his way, he can learn to discombobulate the minds of others with simple little parlor tricks. At this point, Mr. Mime, being a master of the invisible, decided it was time to truly see the world around him. And by God, at first he was manifesting these things that could not be seen, but now he realized he saw the truth. He was not manifesting anything. He was blind, but now he could see everything around him. And once he did, he learned he could be a part of this world, truly. Not only with greater invisibility, but he learned how to mislead people by having himself blend in to this pantomimed world and pantomime himself from a distance. A perfect replica made out of these illusions. Almost like inverting the power of pantomime. And in doing so, allowing him to do tasks while do certain activities while doing two things at once, essentially. Lastly, this is when Mr. Mime became a master of stealth, being one with the pantomimed world and also learning of its arcane secrets. And in doing so, Mr. Mime learned two of his ultimate techniques. He learned of his more offensive one, the Steel Wind Strike. Mr. Mime would grab his invisible blade and mow down people with sheer force. Unseen, and in a moment, people would fall. And the other, that was his ultimate offense. This was his ultimate defense. The Wall of Force. The wall of all walls. This was a wall that pierced both the mortal realm and the Panta realm. This was the Mr. Mime's true wall. Nothing could go through it. Nothing could go past it. Truly unseen, but truly felt. This was the ultimate wall, and many people did try to merely mimic his perfect wall. But that is a legacy. That is Mr. Mime. And I'm fucking tired. It's almost 1:30. I really need to sleep. Alright, so let's see who is up. Alright, really looks like one person is up, and it's Leshy, the dwarf, doing something called the Obsidian Prince. Oh, and she's trying to tell us how I think they're trying to tell us how to show us what it takes to train an adventuring party. Neat. Read Leshy, the dwarf. Alright, so thank you for anyone who came by, whether past, present, or future. I hope you have a nice day or evening, and I hope you have something nice to look back on. Until then, I'll wish you a bye-bye. If you're still watching this, I hope I can become a proper VTuber again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.